Hello students, welcome to this lecture of application of derivatives. In this lecture, we will continue what we were doing in the last lecture. We actually studied the definition of local maxima and local minima in the last lecture. In this lecture, we are going to extend that concept and we will find some test to find out that whether it is a maxima or a minima, and we will use a first derivative test in this lecture basically. So, this is application of derivatives chapter which is going on. So, we are seeing various application of derivatives. First of all, let us see a graph which is being drawn like this. If you observe the part, this part at x is equal to c, from here to here, the function is increasing. So, f dash x is actually positive here. This is an increasing graph in this interval. After point C, the graph is decreasing, and we know that if the graph is decreasing and the function is differentiable, then f dash x is negative, as we studied in increasing decreasing. So, this is an increasing then decreasing graph. This point C is the point of maxima, and the value f c is the maximum value, or we say local maximum value. Another thing, if we draw a graph which is like this, let us say, then here f dash x is first negative. What does f dash x mean? Slope of the tangent at any point. So, the angle which the tangent is making is actually obtuse, that is why f dash x is negative. So, it is negative, and then here it is decreasing graph, and from here this point D, after crossing this point, the derivative is positive and the graph is increasing. So, what we observe that there is a point where the sign of f dash x changed from positive to negative or negative to positive. So, at this point, if we draw a tangent and find f dash at c, that will come out to be 0. Here also, if we find f dash of c, that will come out to be 0. So, there is a result which does not only include these points, it includes other point also. That result says that if a function f x has a maximum or a minimum at a particular point c. So, if a function f x has a maximum or minimum at x is equal to c, that means, and the function is differentiable, that means f dash x is equal to 0. If the function is not differentiable, so we can say that f dash x is undefined. So, two possibilities are there. Let us see the example. So, this is a theorem. This theorem you have to remember, that if a function has a maximum or minimum at x is equal to c, so the derivative at x is equal to c, to be specific, this is f dash c, this is equal to 0 or undefined. So, if we take an example, y is equal to x square, let us suppose, this graph is having a minimum at x is equal to 0. So, if this is having a minimum at x is equal to 0, then its derivative at x is equal to 0 is also 0, right students? If we take a graph, suppose this one, this graph is y is equal to minus x square plus 1. So, this point is 0 comma 1. So, if we observe here, this point 0 comma 1 is the maxima, point of maxima, that is at 0 the maximum value 1 comes. So, the derivative here, that is the slope of the tangent here, is 0. So, we find here that f dash at 0 is 0, we find here that f dash of 0 is 0. So, the c point here is actually 0, the origin. So, the point at x is equal to 0 has the derivative 0. So, this is not the only possibilities, there can be other possibility also, as we have studied here, that for a maxima or minima to occur, we get a result that the derivative is 0, or the derivative can also be undefined. For example, let us take a formula mod of x minus 1, this is a function. When we plot this function, this is a V shape, this is 1 comma 0 point. If we observe, this is a decreasing and this is an increasing part. Here f dash x is negative, here f dash x is positive. At x is equal to 1, here c is equal to 1, if we find f dash of 1 at this point, so you will say that derivative does not exist. because left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative, as we already studied in continuity and differentiability. So, f dash of 1 is undefined. So, this is a point of minima, as we observe. This point of minima gives you the derivative undefined. So, what we learn here, that if the function is having a maximum value, local maximum value or local minimum value at a particular point C, then the derivative at that point C can be 0 or can be undefined. Further, there is a term which is called critical points. If we are given that what is critical points. So, critical points are those points of the abscissa. Let us write here critical points we are studying. So, critical points are those points of abscissa x is equal to c such that f dash of c is equal to 0 or undefined. So, you can understand that if a function is given and that is giving its derivative is coming 0 or undefined at a particular point C, then we can say that point is a critical point. For example, we have a question, f(x) is equal to 3x cube minus 9x square minus 16x plus 7. Find the critical point or points for this function. We will simply differentiate. After differentiating, what we get? 9x square minus 18x minus 16. Now, this polynomial function, or more exactly this is a quadratic expression. So, quadratic expression is everywhere defined. Only chances is that it can become equal to 0. So, let us see the points where it can become 0. So, we will do the middle term splitting, 9x square minus 24x plus 6x minus 16 equal to 0. From these 3 is taken common, x is taken common, 3x minus 8, and here we take 2 common, 3x minus 8 equal to 0. So, what do we get? That 3x plus 2 into 3x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, from here we see that x is either minus 2 by 3 or x is 8 by 3. So, these are the 2 points which can be called as critical points. X is equal to minus 2 by 3 is a point which is a critical point for this function, because the derivative at this point is coming out to be 0, and x is equal to 8 by 3 is also a critical point, because the derivative of this function at this point 8 by 3 comes out to be 0, as minus 2 by 3 and 8 by 3 are the zeros or roots or solutions of this derivative, right students. So, we will get on to this question once again. We will study something, and that is actually first derivative test. So, if we observe, one thing that I will tell you right now is that as we have studied that a function f(x) has a maxima or minima at x is equal to c, means that the derivative of the function at c is either 0 or undefined. Now, the question arises, does this also means that its converse is true? That means, if f dash c is equal to 0 or undefined, does this imply that f(x) has a maxima or a minima? Is this true? No, this is not true. It may have a maxima or minima, it may not have a maxima or minima. So, this statement is correct, this is a theorem, but its converse statement, that is the derivative is 0 or undefined, means f(x) has a maxima or minima, is an incorrect statement. This you have to keep in mind. Let us give you an example here. You all know a function f(x) is equal to x cube. It is a cubic function, most simple cubic function. What is the graph of f(x) is equal to f cube, students? This is the graph. It passes through origin, and this is the graph f(x) is equal to x cube. Now, if you differentiate this graph, f dash x will become 3x square, and you equate it to 0. What do you get? X is equal to 0. So, the derivative is 0 at x is equal to 0. Does that mean that at 0 there is a maxima or minima? No, this 0 is neither a maxima nor a minima. This is a completely increasing function, monotonically increasing function. So, yes, this is not true, the converse statement. That means, if the derivative is 0 or undefined also, we can't say that the function is having maxima or minima at that point. But the earlier theorem is correct that if the function has a maxima or minima at a point, then either the derivative is 0 or it is undefined. So, this you have to find important, and you should keep this in mind so that you can understand the difference between the two. Now, the most important thing which we have to study is first derivative test. First derivative test helps us in finding out that a point x is equal to c, where f dash is c is 0 or undefined, is a point of maxima or minima or nothing. So, if we say that the derivative is coming 0 or undefined, so the possibility is there may be a maxima, there may be a minima, or they may not neither by maxima nor minima, as we have just seen x cube graph. So, let us suppose this graph. This is a point of maxima. What happens at maxima? If you cross the point C, the derivative changes from positive to negative. Slope of the tangent here is positive and slope of the tangent here is negative. So, what you will say that crossing the point x is equal to c, f dash x changes sign from positive to negative, which implies if the slope is changing sign from positive to negative, that means that x is equal to c is a point of maxima, as we can see in this graph. In this graph, this x is equal to c is the point of maxima. If the graph is something like this, such that the derivative earlier was negative, the obtuse angle, and then it is positive, the acute angle. This is x axis, this is obtuse angle, this is acute angle. So, in such cases we get a minima. So, second result says we take the same thing, that crossing x is equal to c, f x dash x changes sign from negative to positive. Then we say that x is equal to c is a point of minima. Right, students? Okay. Now, third point, if f dash x does not change its sign, as we have seen in f x is equal to x cube, we crossed the origin, but the slope is positive here also, positive here also. It is not changing its sign. The tangent is always making an acute angle with the x axis. So, if such is the case, then what we will say that neither changes sign, then this point x is equal to c is neither a maxima nor a minima. We will say it is neither maxima and nor minima. Such points are given some name, and it has a very important significance if we will study little advanced. I am not going into that. So, if f dash of c is equal to 0 or undefined, then and the f dash x does not change sign, this is the third point, while crossing x is equal to c, then in that case we call this x is equal to c as the point of inflection. So, you have to know this term, point of inflection, just to this point only, not in more detail. There is more detail to this, but we have to understand this. So, basically these are the 3 points which is called the first derivative test. So, you have to remember, while doing a first derivative test, we have to see the change of sign of the first derivative while crossing x is equal to c. So, let us come to the same example which we took earlier, 3x cube minus 9x square minus 16x plus 7, and here it is asked that find the point of maxima or minima if they exist, or points of maxima and minima. So, what we did, first we found the critical point by equating it to 0, and it cannot be undefined, is not possible here because it is a quadratic. So, f dash x came out to be 9x square minus 18x minus 16 equal to 0. When we split it, we got 3x minus 8 into 3x plus 2. If we multiply, we get 9x square minus 24 plus 6 minus 18 minus 16. There we said the critical points are 8 by 3 and minus 2 by 3. Now if these critical points are there, then there is a possibility that this point and this point may be a point of maxima or minima, and it is also possible they are nothing, they are point of inflection. So what we will do, we will plot the sign scheme of f dash x. This is f dash x. How do we plot the sign scheme? We all know they are the two roots, 8 by 3 and minus 2 by 3. We will plot minus 2 by 3 here, 8 by 3 here, and this is sign scheme of f dash x. So f dash x will have the sign scheme plus, minus, plus, which means the derivative is positive, negative, positive. What do we mean by derivative is positive? We mean that the tangent is making an acute angle, and if derivative is negative, it is making an obtuse angle. So the possibility is that if we are crossing x is equal to minus 2 by 3, the sign is changing from positive to negative. That means it is a point of maxima. And if we talk about this, this is about this, the sign of derivative is changing from negative to positive. Okay? Earlier it was negative, then it became positive. So this is a point of minima. So if we want to draw the graph of fx, fx graph would be something like this. This is minus 2 by 3, this is 8 by 3, and at minus 2 by 3 we get the point of maxima, 8 by 3 minima, and this is the graph of the function fx is equal to 3x cube minus 9x square minus 16x plus 7. We can even find the value at this point and the value at this point. What is the local maximum value here? By putting x is equal to minus 2 by 3 here. And what is the local minimum value here? By putting x is equal to 8 by 3 here. Okay, students? Fine. So let us see one more question. There we will even find the maximum and minimum values. So calculation will be easier there. So let us take fx is equal to x cube minus 3x plus 3. This is a function. Now you have a straightforward question, find the point of maxima and minima and also find the maximum and minimum values. Here we mean local maxima and minima. Everywhere it means local maxima and minima. So we will differentiate f dash x. This will become 3x square minus 3. What we will do? We will equate it to 0 so that its critical point can be found out. It cannot be undefined obviously because it is a polynomial quadratic. So 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0. X square is equal to 1. X is equal to plus minus 1. So we get 2 points, plus 1 and minus 1. Let us draw the sign scheme here only. This is minus 1, this is plus 1. And if we see the f dash x, 3x square minus 3, here this is positive, here this is negative, here this is positive. The sign scheme of the derivative. It has two roots, we'll plus minus plus, we'll do this. So we say that here the sign of the derivative changes from positive to negative. That means acute angle to obtuse angle. So if the derivative is having acute angle, then it became obtuse angle. That means it is a point of maxima. Similarly, this is a point of minima because here it is a negative, then it became positive. So what is the value, maximum value, local maximum value? So f of minus 1, if we will find out, by putting x is equal to minus 1 here, this will be minus 1, this will become plus 3, this is plus 3, this is 5. And if we find out f of 1, this is another point which is point of local minimum, 1 minus 3 plus 3. So this will be equal to 1. So even we can draw the graph. One point is minus 1 comma 5. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, minus 1 and this is 5. This is minus 1 comma 5. This is the point of local maxima. Another point is 1 comma 1. So the minimum is value is here. This is 1 and this is 1. So it will go like this, like this. So this is the maxima, this is the minima. At 1 the local minimum is 1. At minus 1 the local maximum is 5. So this is how it is also helpful for us to draw the graph. There are many other things which also help us to draw the graph like concavity and convexity, but we are not going into that. Right now we have to understand maxima and minima. Now let us see some geometric definition now, like application, geometric application. Like you have been given a parabola. That parabola is y is equal to x square. We all know which parabola is this. This is a upward opening parabola whose vertex is origin, and we have been given a point 0, 3 on the axis of this parabola, which is actually y-axis. Now it is asked, what is the point on this parabola which is at the minimum distance from this point 0, 3. Let this point be A. So what is the point P so that this distance is minimum? So we will use the concept of maxima minima, which we have just learned. We will suppose that the point here is h, k. Since this point lies on the parabola, it will satisfy the parabola. So this will become k is equal to h square. The relation between hk is like this, k is equal to h square. Another thing is the distance d between A and P. That distance is equal to root over x1 minus x2 whole square, which is h square, y1 minus y2 whole square, which is 3 minus k whole square. This is root over h square we can replace by k. So this is k plus, we expand this, 9 plus k square minus 6k. So this will become root over 9 plus k square minus 5k. Now we know that this distance has to be minimum. If this distance has to be minimum, then in that case derivative of this term root over 9 plus k square minus 5k with respect to the variable k should be equal to 0. Because if this is the function, its derivative 0 will give you the critical point, and the critical point is the point where there is a possibility of maxima or minima. So we want a minima here. Here also we have to differentiate. So when we will differentiate it, let us see. What do we get? Normal calculation we will do. 1 by 2 root over 9 plus k square minus 5k. In the numerator 2k minus 5. So 2k minus 5. Chain rule is equal to 0. So the k value is coming out to be 5 by 2, where the derivative is coming out to be 0. Now this derivative is coming out to be 0 at 5 by 2. Right, students? Okay. Now what you have to finally do is to find out that this is a point of maxima or minima, because we want the value for which the distance is minimum. So there is a method that we will find the sign change about k is equal to 5 by 2. So this is the derivative. This is the derivative of f dash x, or we say f dash of k to be more appropriate, f dash of k. Now this derivative, if k is equal to 5 by 2 is the point, this is a positive term. If k is equal to 5 by 2 is a point, then if k is less than 5 by 2, what will happen to f dash k? Let us see. If this k is less than 5 by 2, for example we take 2, 2 is less than 5 by 2, 5 by 2 is 2.5. So 2 into 2, 4, 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Minus 1, it is a negative value, less than 0. If this k is greater than 5 by 2, let us take 3, which is greater than 2.5. 3 into 2, 6, 6 minus 5 is 1. Denominator is already positive. So f dash of k is positive. So what we observe, that while crossing k is equal to 5 by 2, from less than k to greater than k, the derivative changes from sign from negative to positive. So if the derivative is changing sign from negative to positive, that means the slope is negative, then it is positive, then this point must be the point of minima. So the value k is equal to 5 by 2 is the point of minima. So what we will say, that the point which we have to find out is actually k is 5 by 2, and we know that this k is equal to h square. So h is equal to root over 5 by 2 with plus sign as well as minus sign, and it is quite evident here. If you find a point here which is at a minimum distance, due to symmetric figure you will find a similar point here which is also at the same minimum distance. This will give you plus root 5 by 2, this will give you minus root 5 by 2, whereas y axis the value is same, that is 5 by 2. So there are two such points which are at the minimum distance to this point A. What is the distance? If you want to find the distance also, you can find d is equal to root over 0 minus plus minus root 5 by 2 whole square, that will become 5 by 2, plus 3 minus 5 by 2 whole square. So this will become root over 5 by 2 plus 6 minus 5 1 by 4, and you can further simplify it. This will become 10 plus 1 11 by 4. This will be equal to root over 11 by 2. So the minimum distance is root over 11 by 2. So in this lecture, students, I have tried to explain you by the help of local maxima and minima how to find the distance between these 2 points. In the next lecture, in the starting, we will study to find out this distance again not by maxima or minima method, but by the lecture which we studied about normals and tangents. Actually, I give you a hint. There is another method also. You will try by that time, and we will meet in the next lecture. If you say that this point is at the minimum distance from this point, it actually means that the point which is joining the line which is joining these 2 points is normal to this curve. If you draw a tangent here, this tangent will be normal to this curve. This tangent and this normal will be perpendicular to each other. So by using that concept also, you can solve this question. So we will see that concept also, that how we can solve the same question, and we will get the same answer by the tangent normal method. Here we studied by maxima minima method. So we will continue with this, and we will study more about second order derivative and global maximum and minimum in the next lecture, students. Keep watching our videos and keep visiting our websites for any doubt, and try to create doubts so that you can have more broader concept clearance. And thank you, students.